With the Jewish New Year right around the corner, it's a great time to think about history. But what if Jewish history wasn't just a long list of events? What if it was something else entirely, like a single, continuous song? Let's dive into that really powerful idea.
It's a question every single generation has to ask itself. Just think about the story of Moses. For 40 years, he's the guy leading his people, and then he's told he won't get to enter the promised land. His part is over. So what happens then? What happens to the mission?
Well, the answer is actually really simple, but it's also incredibly profound. The mission continues, leadership passes to Joshua, the people keep moving forward, and that divine purpose, it endures. The players might change, but the music, the song itself, it just keeps playing. And that one simple idea is the key to everything else we're going to talk about. So this brings us to this amazing metaphor from our source material. To really get a handle on this enduring mission, we're invited to hear history not just as a story we read, but as a song we listen to. Think about what makes a song, right? It has beautiful harmony, for sure, but it also has dissonance, these moments of tension. It has quiet parts and these loud, sometimes jarring crescendos. So framing history this way suggests that even the painful moments, the tragedies, they aren't just random noise. They're meaningful, if really difficult notes, and a much larger composition that's still being written. Okay, so if we're all part of this ongoing song, what's our role? How do we keep playing our part, especially when the music gets tough? Well, there's this unforgettable story that gets right to the heart of that very question. It's an old Russian Jewish joke about this man, Fima, who desperately wants to move to Israel. But for years and years, he's stuck in all this bureaucratic red tape. He gets old, he gets sick, and to keep his dream alive, he teaches his parrot one single phrase. And this is the phrase. Fima's health is just failing, and his friend asks him, "How on earth can you travel in this condition?" Fima just points to the parrot, who squawks, "Fima, a scarecrow or a corpse, but you have to go." The joke's punchline is this incredibly powerful statement on perseverance. It doesn't matter what our physical condition is or our emotional state, it's totally irrelevant. The journey itself is mandatory. You have to go. And this is why that journey is mandatory. See, the joke isn't just about one guy's personal dream. It's a parable for a whole collective identity. The idea is that the Jewish people are not just an ethnic group, but a people with a specific, divinely ordered task. And that task, that journey, has to continue no matter what. But how? How do we stay on that path? How do we renew our commitment to this mission year after year, generation after generation? Well, the tradition actually offers a really clear formula for renewal. And believe me, the first step might surprise you. This verse from the prophet Isaiah is really the blueprint. It's a spiritual formula, but you have to notice the order. It's not return and then you'll understand. No, it's the other way around. Understanding is the precondition for everything else. So let's break this down. First, the heart must understand. We have to really grasp who we are and what our purpose is. Only then can we truly return or repent. And it's from that authentic return that genuine healing can finally happen. It makes sense, right? You can't fix a problem you don't actually understand. And this isn't just some abstract idea. It's literally baked into the architecture of Jewish daily prayer. In the central standing prayer, the Amidah, the blessing asking God for knowledge and understanding always comes right before the blessing that asks for the strength to repent. First, you need knowledge, then you can change. So how does all of this connect to the Jewish New Year, to Rosh Hashanah? Well, it completely transforms the day from being just about personal reflection into something so much bigger, a moment of collective, communal renewal. So yeah, we do reflect on our personal shortcomings, absolutely. But the core of the day is really about the community. It's about the entire Jewish people hitting a giant reset button on their shared purpose. One of the central themes of Rosh Hashanah is the coronation of God as king. Now, this isn't some passive act of belief. Think of it as an active, annual reaffirmation of a collective job description. Our job is to serve as God's messengers and partners in perfecting the world. We're basically re-enlisting for the mission every single year. And you can see this in the rituals themselves. First, there's this custom of annulling vows. And it's not about escaping promises. It's about clearing away all the smaller obligations so we can focus on our primary one. Then, we declare God's sovereignty over everything. And through that declaration, we actively recommit to the mission of our people. Now, let's be real. This journey, this song, it is not an easy one. There are going to be falls. There are going to be painful, dissonant notes. But the ultimate promise, the final movement of this grand symphony, is one of incredible hope and resolution. This is the vision from the prophet Isaiah of the song's finale. This is the ultimate promise of redemption, a world where suffering and sorrow are finally resolved. It's that final, beautiful chord that the entire Song of History has been building towards. So you see, that prophetic vision isn't just some passive hope we're supposed to wait for. It is the destination. It's what gives our whole journey meaning. It is the purpose of our mission. It is the name of our song. And our job is just to keep playing, to keep singing, until that final chord is reached. And that brings it all right back to us, right here, right now. If all of history is a song, and we are its singers, then the question we're left with is a deeply personal one. What note are you going to contribute? What's the next verse in your part of this epic ongoing story?